units.
I have a daily prospect match that I do for our investor clients. So basically what happens is, dozens of properties pop up every day. Here's my list for the day. There's a total of 15 that has come up. One of the things that I do differently, that this team does differently from other realtors, is that I do not submit any requirements so that we're not missing any properties. A lot of realtors do not want to filter through dozens of properties that pop up, so they actually put in too many requirements, which means that they could possibly be missing some really good properties based on one or two things. This is the first on the list. It is 128 Coleridge Avenue. It's at Woodbine and Danforth. Listed at $579, but most likely they're holding back offers. It's a two-story home. The lot is 95 feet long, and the basement is finished. So I quickly look at the price. I quickly look to see if there's a separate entrance and how long that lot is. And based on those, I will know if this is a good property or not. This could potentially work if it doesn't sell more than $600,000, and I can easily put in a separate entrance. Next one on the list is 11 Southport Street. Based on the location and the way the garage is at the front of the property and the listed price, this property will not work. Ontario Street, this is in Moss Park, Cabbagetown, great area, very high rents, but it does not have a basement apartment, and the potential of those type of homes in that area is very unlikely for me to be able to put one in. They're asking almost $800 plus holding back offers. This does not work. Next property is on Gerrard. A lot of the times I let my clients know, that our investor clients, it is okay to buy on a main street if you're planning on holding the property for 10 or more years. If you're planning on flipping the properties in a couple years, then I don't recommend investing on a main street. So I'm just going to move on with this one. Bloor and Symington, this townhouse with 2 apartments. The way this townhouse is set up, there is no way for me to ever make a third apartment because they're extremely tiny inside. The structure of the building is too small, and because it's a townhouse, legally it's almost impossible to ever do an addition. 98 Mitchell Avenue, Bathurst and Queen. Great area, very high rents. It's a townhouse, which means that the basement apartment cannot have any windows except for the back of the property. And from a legal stance, I just recommend that clients don't buy townhouses. Next, 498 Glenholm. This is at Glenholm in Eglinton. If this was closer to St. Clair, this would have been a great property, but it's closer to Eglinton, and the rents are a lot lower there. Next property, Joffrey, Roncesvalles. I love Roncesvalles, extremely high ends, great transportation hub. This is an example of a great property, listed at $950. They're holding back offers, but the lot is really long, which means it's got the potential of an addition in the back, and I can even go up one or create a taller attic and make a third apartment out of it. This property will work. Once I preview it in person, I will know exactly how much we spent on renovations and what's the absolute highest we can bid on this house. This one here, Danforth in Maine, it's not a good neighborhood, low rents, lots of crime. We're going to skip this. Nasmith, Spruce and Sackville, Cabbagetown. Again, extremely high rents, but it's listed already at $1,140,000. Only a 2-story home. No separate entrance. So we're looking at about $150,000 before I can make 3 proper units out of it. And it's still going to be very small because the lot size is only 83. The numbers will not work on this. 677 Brock Avenue, Dufferin and Bloor. This will work. It just depends. And I'm going to go through it just to show you the condition of the home, so we don't have to spend too much money on renovations. A lot is already done. All the bathrooms are in place. If this doesn't sell higher than $1.3 million, this can work. So 2 on the list for today that can potentially work. Next one, 170 Cowan. This is Parkdale. They are holding back. Very long lot. This has great growth potential, future potential. It is a 2-story home, but again, we can easily create a 3rd story. And if it doesn't sell for more than $1,350,000, the numbers work, and there's a detached garage, which is always a bonus. Torrens Avenue, low rents in this neighborhood. We're going to skip it. 255 Major. Okay, so this is University. The highest rents in the city are actually in this neighborhood. It is only a 2-story home, but again, because of that attic there, we could potentially turn this attic into a loft or into a 3rd apartment. They've listed as a 2-story, so the listing agent actually has, what's the word I want to use? Has caused a disservice to these sellers because he has listed as a 2-story, which means a lot of agents will not see the potential of a 3rd story, which is ideal and necessary when you start to get into these price ranges. So this one can work. I have to preview it to see how much work is required in the attic. And last on the list, Moore Avenue. So this property is listed at $1,788,000. If I can create a separate entrance easily, and because the lot is long and the lot is wide, I can easily make 2-bedroom units from all 3 spaces. And because of the neighborhood, we can get AAA high-end tenants, and this can work as well at this price. But again, I need to see the property in person to know how long the actual structure of this house is. This is how I go through the list. As you can see, there was no special requirements put in because all these homes were in different neighborhoods and they had different features. So as a team, we filter through all of this so that you don't have to sit there and see dozens of properties. We don't waste your time. We do all this on our own. And the ones that work, the ones that are good, are the ones that the investors come out and see. If you're interested and you'd like to work with us, give Brian Prasad a call. By the way,